Welcome to your Conscious Choices for Wellness podcast, hosted by B. Crutelli. This is a space for everyone to learn anything and everything related to healthy healing, including naturopathic medicine, music, dance, yoga, meditation, eco-fashion, mothering, and organic lifestyle choices. Topics for expanding universal consciousness. Come join me weekly as we delve in and begin this journey, sharing valuable content gathered over the past 3 decades, helping to support a healthier and more sustainable future for all. Greetings and hello to today, this day. I am writing about what freedom means since we are in the midst of, well, if you're listening to this, it is post Independence Day weekend. And I know for myself and many others, Independence Day is like, okay, yeah, we know what that was about, but do we feel really good about that? And, what that means, um, how that came about. I'm not going to go into the history, but I'm just speaking about what is freedom for myself. And this is somewhat brief. I could go into this a lot more, but I also left off my subtitles, as I do love writing subtitles for my titles. But today I write in a little different way. And using this example to begin this exploration into what freedom really is. For instance, one voice stated, I'm calling this a voice. It was something I read a couple of weeks ago that was talking about AI, as many are talking about these days. And this person, I don't even remember who it was, but this article I read was talking about ways that you can notice if somebody is writing in or from AI assisted or whatever. And one of the things that was pointed out was using subtitles. And I thought, okay, that's interesting because automatically in the blog platform that I use on Substack, they give you a space for a subtitle. And I've always thought that that's nice because I'm very wordy, I can be. And so a title, some people will put a title and use it in an SEO format where you want to use a lot of keywords and the title can be very long. I don't really like to do that. I think titles should be very kind of short and brief, maybe using a keyword, of course, but then a subtitle, I don't know, just is my vibe. But anyways, I thought that was kind of funny, and I think I did reply or comment on that post, at least about that, and maybe some of the other things that they stated. But a lot of it was true, and we do need to be careful these days with AI. Whether you care or not about it. And that statement, in my eyes, is a complete, utter unconscious judgment. And I can't stand being judged. I never have. I never will. I know it's hard in this world that we all live in because judgments, ridicules, hatred is everywhere. And as you grow, what I find is a more natural freedom to just be who you are. Speak your truth. GGAFA. Many of you may have heard of GGAF. Don't give a fuck. I add the A, which is don't give a fuck anymore. So, yes, just be you. You are truly unique. No one is exactly the same. Thank Goddess. So, yesterday was the 4th of July, or July 4th, as one friend wished me a happy Inner Deepen Day. So instead of dependence, from whatever that history bullshit was from long ago, to really go in and deepen your self, your connection to the earth. And this made me feel a sense of hope in the midst of this country's turmoil. I am one soul that feels very deeply, and I'm not sure if this is a gift or not, but it must be, as I have faith that who any of us are in any given moment is exactly where we are supposed to be, always making new choices to evolve or not on this forever crazy journey. Maybe this is just a temporary one. Speaking of, the journey that we're in, and how crazy it is, that hopefully when we are not here anymore, that it will be less crazy, right? So, one crazy journey, aka long, strange trip, as the Grateful Dead stated. Faced with reality every day can be overwhelming. How we choose to live is the hot topic as we are in a new era of consciousness. So, what really is freedom, and are any of us in this country really truly free? I am an only child. I grew up in the 70s and the 80s, forced into my independence, quote unquote, but learning along the way that maybe I am really codependent as well. Recently, I've woke to the fact that my lack of competence at times stems from neglect as a child. Little guidance was given to certain stable aspects of living. This is partially from backwards learning in our effed up school system, and for sure, still an issue to this day. It's sad. Anyways, when we grow up alone, we build some sense of confidence, but also a sense of being lost, falsely leaning into directions that aren't stable enough, leading to learning things the hard way later on. Being free has to begin within, with a sense of belonging to self, knowing oneself on a deeper level, connection to self, not running away from something unknown. Do you get me? Am I being understood? I don't know. And really, I don't give a fuck. Whether I'm heard or not from the outer world at large, that really doesn't matter. Being heard on a higher level beyond society is what's real, and this is true freedom. Rising up in this way every day is freedom. That will propel you into living blissfully. Learning to breathe into your authentic purpose without a care of being judged. And what's more to this edge of freedom is the eternal sense of being, complete trust, trusting in the process of letting go, releasing what you cannot change, and embracing what you can. Balance can be the biggest obstacle in life, but what I see as the majority of us are facing, especially here in this society we call home. Some are fantasizing their escape to find that balance. Others have already made the leap. Good for them. I'm in my fantasy world here, trusting in the process. Above all, enjoying the divine process along the way. Always finding the balance, though, is key to remaining calm, flowing through each day and never giving up. Independence is a dance. It is finding who we are and deepening our connection to self and our higher self simultaneously. The closer we are to knowing self, who we are here to be, the more free we become. United, we stand together. What is transpiring all around us is sad and exciting, though, to say the least. As we come together, we become stronger as humans and as individuals. This too creates a sense of freedom. The freedom in knowing we are not alone in fighting for our rights to be free. So, this is what I wrote. And I remember a while back that I wanted to talk about or mention a product that I'm taking because I am a holistic wellness practitioner. I love to, talk about natural wellness wisdom. And, I don't want to say give advice, but, tips are good. Sharing knowledge is always good. And I take my fair share of supplements because I believe that in order to be as healthy as you can possibly be, you have to supplement. You can't get everything you need from the food. A lot of us don't eat enough food. We don't get enough nutrients from our food. So if we can supplement, all the better. But it's very important to take high quality supplements because there's a lot of trash out there. And I also can't stand listening to podcasts that break up their podcast content with ads, from sponsorships from different supplement companies. And even though they may be talking about really high quality stuff, maybe things I do want to hear about, it also is like too much like commercial jargon. And I always fast forward. I'm like, I don't know. I think a lot of us are dealing with ADHD already, or I don't want to say ADHD, but ADD, just, having our attention being broken up throughout the day. And then when we're listening to something that we truly want to hear about, and then all of a sudden, 10 minutes in, multiple times in the episode, they're breaking it up with, endorsing a supplement for 5 minutes. It's like, it drives me nuts. And I can't stand watching anything if that's why I subscribe, because then I don't have to listen to ads. Because otherwise, if I ever have something that comes across with an ad, I always have to mute or fast forward it. And then it's just, it's not smooth and you don't really get the most out of what you're, trying to consume. So I'm leaving this to the end, but I grabbed one of my favorite supplements that I've been taking called Magnesium. It's a magnesium supplement. Yes, it's from Moon Juice. Moon Juice is the company. They're down in LA. And it's a powdered form. So they're using a mix of chelated magnesiums. So it's a blend of magnesium with the glycinate and some other forms. It looks like there's about 3 or 4 different forms of magnesium here, which is great. A good amount for a little bit of powder. You mix it in with some water. It tastes like a blue lemonade, slightly sweet, sweetened with monk fruit, which is very low on the glycemic index, so it's not going to raise your blood sugar. And it also has L-theanine in here. So it is very, very calming, and you can take it any time of day. So I wanted to give a shout out to them. I am not being endorsed. I just love to share about what I'm using, and I'm not trying to, be sponsored here or anything else. Maybe in the future, but that's not my agenda. I hope that all of you are staying safe and strong and well. And I thank you so much for listening. If you want to drop a comment, a review would be greatly appreciated. And I will see you all next week. Be well. Much love to you. Bye. Thank you all so very much for listening today. I genuinely hope that you learned something, and I invite you to join me each week so you never miss a conscious wellness beat. This podcast holds a special place in my heart dedicated to my evolution here, my passionate mission to spread more consciousness for the much needed wellness on Earth. Come join me as a guest as well. Let's collaborate, making change for future generations.